Now, did that get me? Okay.
Which sports would you consider to be the manliest of games? In Mongolia, at the annual festival of Nadam, which loosely translates into the three manly games, they are archery, wrestling, and horse racing. According to a 2003 article by Ron Gluckman, The Alternative Olympics, found at gluckman.com, some form of this festival has existed since the 12th century when Genghis Khan was named Great Khan of Mongolia. Throughout most of Nadam's rich history, few outsiders have had the chance to witness this amazing spectacle. However, Lauren Knapp's 2012 article, Mongolia's Ancient Midsummer Sports Fest, published on theworld.org, reports that the games can now be seen on television and the horse races are filmed from moving vehicles. The biggest festival is held in Ulaanbaatar, with many small festivals held throughout Mongolia during mid-July. At the heart of this three-day celebration are what Mongolians consider to be the three manliest of games. They are wrestling, archery, and horse racing. Wrestling is perhaps the manliest of all games, with 512 male contestants. It is the only one of the competitions that women are not allowed to enter. Since no weight limits or categories are used for the wrestling events, some matches are over quickly while some last much longer. There is no room for error, since a match is lost when any part of the body other than the hands or feet touch the ground. The wrestling matches have remained unchanged for centuries. To ensure that the wrestling matches continue in the appropriate Mongolian tradition, the rules have hardly changed for hundreds of years. The skills and techniques in these wrestling matches have been passed from father to son for many generations. In addition to the wrestling, there is also archery and horse racing, both of which women are allowed to enter. Contrary to what you might think, youth is not always an advantage in the archery events. In this game, experience and a cool head will serve you better than strength. Because the bows used in the contest are still constructed in the traditional materials of horn, bark, and wood, and the arrows are made from willows and vulture feathers, this becomes a true test of marksmanship. Each contestant will fire a set number of arrows, 40 for men and 20 for women, and the contestant that most consistently hits the target is the winner. While the wrestling and archery events are exciting, it is understandable that the most anticipated is the horse race. Horses are very important to the nomadic tribes of Mongolia, who throughout their turbulent history have depended on horses for transportation, companionship, and survival. Winning a race at Nadam brings prestige and fame to the owner and jockey of the winning animal. Because this is intended to test the skill and endurance of the horse, the jockeys are children between 8 and 13 years old. In Nadam, the traditional festival of Mongolia, which was published by thelovelyplanet.net by Nazir Malik in 2012, each horse will race against horses its own age in 6 different categories in races from 10 to 17 miles long. The winners of each race are highly praised. The top 3 in each category receive gold, silver, and bronze medals, while the losing 2-year-old is serenaded with a song in hopes that he will be more successful the following year. The conclusion of the 3 manly games brings the 3-day Nadam festival to an end. To the largely nomadic people of Mongolia, who have continued the customs and practices of their heritage, Nadam is not merely a festival. Wrestling, archery, and horse racing are not merely manly games. They have meant survival in a harsh land. So the Nadam Festival continues to grow and gain popularity, becoming a televised event and attracting more tourists each year. The native people will continue to celebrate their rich heritage and pass customs on to future generations. Every year, more people come to watch the parades and reconnect with old friends. Can you imagine what it would be like to visit an event like this? To experience sights, sounds, and smells that have remained the same for so many, many years. Perhaps there is something to be learned from these people who continue to honor the accomplishments, victories, and the determination to survive of their ancestors.